Maya had always been a high achiever. Ever since she was a little girl, her parents, teachers, and peers had praised her for her brilliance. She had excelled in school, climbed the ranks in her career, and even managed to maintain a social life. But as the years passed, the weight of the expectations on her shoulders grew heavier, and no matter how much she achieved, it never seemed enough. There was always more to do, more to accomplish, more to prove. One morning, as she sat at her desk in her small apartment, the buzzing of her phone interrupted her thoughts. It was a message from her boss. "I need the report on my desk by 5 p.m. Make sure it's perfect." Maya's heart sank. The pressure to deliver was nothing new, but today it felt unbearable. She had been working long hours, trying to finish her project while balancing a dozen other tasks. The anxiety of perfectionism gnawed at her constantly. She pushed her thoughts aside and focused on the task at hand. But she couldn't shake the feeling that no matter what she did, she would always fall short. A few days later, Maya found herself walking through the bustling streets of the city, her mind clouded with doubts. She passed by a small Zen temple, tucked away in a corner like a hidden oasis amidst the chaos. She had always been curious about it, but had never taken the time to stop. Today, feeling particularly exhausted and lost, she decided to enter. Inside, the air was calm. The scent of incense lingered gently in the space, and soft, soothing sounds of a bamboo fountain trickled in the background. An elderly man wearing simple robes sat on a cushion near the door, meditating. Maya hesitated for a moment before walking over and sitting down across from him. "May I help you?" the Zen master asked, his voice calm and steady. Maya took a deep breath, unsure of where to start. "I'm overwhelmed," she confessed. "I've spent my whole life trying to meet expectations. My parents, my boss, my friends. No matter what I do, it's never enough. I can't keep up, and I don't know how to find peace." The Zen master looked at her kindly, his eyes filled with quiet understanding. "You are like a potter shaping clay," he said. "When you try to force the clay to take the shape you desire, you lose the essence of what the clay can become. It is only when you allow the clay to be as it is that it can naturally take its form." Maya was confused. "What does that mean?" He smiled gently. "Your expectations are like that forceful pressure, pushing and pulling at you. You strive for an outcome that you think will bring peace, but you lose yourself in the effort. True peace comes when you let go of the need for perfection and embrace the flow of life, just as the potter embraces the clay for what it is in the moment." Maya sat quietly for a long while, letting his words sink in. The idea of letting go, of not striving for perfection at every turn, was foreign to her. She had always believed that success meant pushing harder, doing more, achieving more. But in that moment, something inside her began to shift. The Zen master continued, "Remember, the flowers in the garden do not compete to bloom faster. They bloom at their own pace, naturally." Maya smiled softly, the weight on her shoulders, feeling just a little bit lighter. As she left the temple, the world outside seemed different. The noise of the city no longer felt as oppressive. She still had responsibilities, work, deadlines, and goals. But now she felt a sense of space within herself. The pressure wasn't gone, but it was no longer overwhelming. She could breathe. Even as she moved through the challenges of her day, Maya learned to slow down. She stopped chasing perfection and began to embrace the process. Little by little, her approach to work and life shifted. She found joy in the journey, not just in the destination. The expectations of others still existed, but they no longer carried the weight they once did, and for the first time in a long while, Maya felt at peace, knowing that she didn't have to be perfect. She only had to be present.